Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Well, after a grueling battle at Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium, the drivers of the Apex this Mazda Sunday Series find their way back in the States as we are at Watkins Glen, week number 3 for the Apex this Mazda Sunday Series. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mac Nelson. Rob Campbell still out. I think this is his last week out, so for the Rob Campbell fan club, I do apologize. You're stuck with me again here tonight. My name is Mac Nelson on behalf of Racer Nexus. Hope you guys are having a fantastic night. Thank you for inviting me into your home on this wonderful Sunday night. Watkins Glen always provides some fun racing. We saw it a little earlier in this year on the Racer Nexus channel. Watkins Glen did open in 1956. That's a long time ago. Oh, wow. That is a very long time ago. It boasts a length of 2.450 miles. It's got 7 corners here. We are doing the NASCAR Cup layout. I apologize. Mixed over my words there for a second. But Watkins Glen, Tony Stewart got 5 wins here. Scott Pruitt, 11 wins if you count his IMSA and Grand Am era. Scott Pruitt, if you don't know, 5-time Rolex 24 winner. IndyCar winner, Le Mans 24-hour winner. So that's not just a random name. I mean, that is racing royalty. He wins here 11 times. Tony Stewart, like stated before, has won 5. The first winner of the Watkins Glen Grand Prix on October 2nd of 1948, however, was Frank Griswold III. And it ran on roads here in Watkins Glen. It wasn't the actual track. Our schedule for the Apex this Mazda Sunday Series, as qualifying gets wrapped up, sees us going to Okayama next week. That's going to be very, very enjoyable to watch. I can almost guarantee you on that. Daytona will be after that. That is April 14th. April 21st, we go to Donington, or Donnie's Park. We're running the national circuit there. April 28th, we're going to be at the Nürburgring, the GP circuit there. That's going to be fun. And then May 5th, we come to the new addition to the iRacing official service this year. It's going to be St. Petersburg. We go Zandvoort, Sebring, Interlagos, and then Road Atlanta after that. Moving on to your driver's points, it's headed by Brian Lemke and Matt Schlosser in the Pro and Am category, respectively. Matt Schlosser, obviously the big boss man of the special stage that you can watch every Friday night here on the Racer Nexus channel. Brian Lemke going to be leading the pros with Joshua Soto right behind him. Man, what a drive it was for Soto last week at Spa. One of the best races I think I've called in my very short career at doing this. I've only been at this a few years now. But wow, that race was fantastic. So that's going to be your championship standings. And now we move on to the starting grid of our race here at Watkins Glen. My voice is going to sound a little gurgly, guys. I do apologize for that. Oh man, that bass hit, you know exactly what time it is. It's time for your starting grid. DJ Alessandrini is going to lead us off. Starting P1, Stan Hammonds. Going to be P2 right behind him, Jim Felice, Joshua Soto, Brian Lemke. Going to round out your top 5. P6, Roman Bykov, Thomas Lathrop, Joseph Marr, Gregorio A. Moreno Jr., and Tom Ogerman in P10. Your next 10 is going to see... Well, Tom Ogerman on there twice. That's a little crazy. Nick Velasco, John Cooper, Kevin Zhu, Michael Chase in the 371 MAV Motorsport Miata, Charles Wolf, a teammate right beside him, Brian Zinn, the teammate here at Racer Nexus. Big shout out, Mr. Zinni. Matt Schlosser, John Agudelo, Corey Mitchell, going to make us to 20. We're halfway through, guys. Kent Kruger, Aaron Sunday, William Stern, Ozzik Silu, Sean Gapinski, Christopher Croto, Mark Sherman, Joshua Smith, Andrew McMurray, Jake Harrigan. And your final row, Kenton Bandy, Keegan Garrick, Matt Bonds, James Sorrentino, Kelly Greenhoe, Dylan Foster, Chris King, Harrison Mealy, Justin Back, and T.C. Watkins. That's actually going to get you 40. Wow, we've got 48 cars, ladies and gentlemen. Tony Wallace, Michael Tanagretta, Aaron Law, Bruce Velasquez, Axel Marquez, Timothy Serrato, Spencer Baudouin, and Gonzalo Amarim will round out your grid here at Watkins Glen. Oh my goodness. Drivers getting set to go as we get started here at Watkins Glen. Here they are in all their glory. It's going to be 48 Miatas tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Here at the Glen, we are green. Green means go. As down into turn 1 heavy, it's going to be Stan Ammons, who I think is in a Coca-Cola rendition there. Whoa, I was not aware of the track limits, or I guess the lack of track limits that we had here. I guess we are running the NASCAR circuit. It's going to be a meatball flag for Sean Gapinski. What has happened to him? As there are a lot of drivers who have... That's very odd. I do apologize. I have my max car set in iRacing to 63. However, the timing tower is not wanting to agree with that. DJ Alessandrini is going to be up front as we head halfway through lap number 1 here at Watkins Glen. DJ Alessandrini in that 3-3-3. Stan Hammond's working right behind him, though, looking to maybe stick the nose in, make a little something happen there, Mr. Stan. As we head around the 2 penultimate corners to finish our opening lap. It's going to be so single file just already for these guys. They have no want in pursuing something oh so quick. They don't want to get out ahead of themselves. Whoa, look at the cars fly on that curve as they head down to the outside. Coming up the hill now, see, there's Tom Ogerman in the retro camel scheme. Green, red, yellow, and blue on that car. I mean, he's got all the colors in the world, man. How cool to see. Big shout out Rachel Sunday, supporting obviously Mr. Aaron Sunday. Happy Easter to you guys as well. Happy Easter to everyone celebrating. Jen as well, back in chat. Appreciate you guys always being here on behalf of everyone at Racer Nexus. It's you guys, it's the regulars like you that come back, invested in every session, every season. That's what makes this stuff fun. So we do heavily appreciate you guys. Sound off in the comments on who you are rooting for. Kevin Zhu has had a little bit of a moment. Let's go back and take a look. Oh, no. The Totino's car going to get into what looks like the 00 MAV Motorsport car. Yeah, Charles Wolf. Oh, no. As that's going to be a lot of chaos for a whole lot of drivers. Joshua Smith has just had a moment as well. The driver you're currently watching, the 000 Joseph Marr, he set a purple lap in heat race number 1 right now with a 1:23.24. And speaking of that, while I've got you guys here, need to bring you guys up to speed on the league intel here. We are in week 3 today. We're at Watkins Glen at the NASCAR Cup circuit. Or layout, I should say, of the circuit. We're going to have 2 20-minute heats here, like usual. I believe the top 4 are going to get inverted. And next week, of course, heading to the ever-so iconic Okayama. What a beautiful time it'll be there. Here's the 468 of Aaron Law. Canadian driver in the number 468. Having a battle in that penultimate corner. That's going to be Mark Sherman. That's going to be a pro versus an AM here. So for the guys that are not aware, the going pro class is going to be the, pro class. And then the mid-pack Larry's class is going to be your amateur division, who is headed by Matt Schlosser. Once again, I do apologize. Normally, to fix that issue with the timing tower, you go in, you turn your max cars to 63. It has to be 63, that specific number. And usually that just fixes kind of everything that has to do with the timing tower woes that it goes through, but unfortunately, it seems to be doing the exact same thing it was doing last week here, as that's going to be through the grass for Joshua Soto. I don't believe that's how you're supposed to take the shortcut there, or the bus stop, I mean. That is a shortcut for the bus stop. But he's going to head around the carousel. He's going to keep his position in P2. Look at the gaggle of cars right behind him. That is so many Miatas right behind him. Brian Lemke, Stan Hammond, Roman Bykov, Tom Ogerman, Joseph Marr, just to name a few. And out in front of all of it is going to be that man right there, DJ Alessandrini. In the number 333. How fitting. The number 3 on Easter leading the way. You love to see it. Jim Feli is going to be right behind him in that number 59 Miata. Joshua Soto going to be trying to track him down. I tried to combine track and chase there. Meatball flag for Corey Mitchell. No, that's going to be the 63. That's going to take a minute to get to. The Killeen, Texas driver. We'll have a look back at what exactly happened to him, as it looks like I'm trying to understand the damage here, but I'm just not seeing it. Unless it was something maybe under the car, maybe something with the suspension. But here we go around turn number 1. Oh no. That's going to be a whole lot of chaos. Let's see if we can get, up in the Racer Nexus blimp and take a look at this. As you can quietly hear the cars, and oh no, that's a 3-4 car pileup. Oh, with a whole bunch more heading towards them. Yeah, that's going to be 5 collected. Oh no. So not what you want to see in that situation. Now we're going to Do a little number here, shuffle our way back towards the top. Gregorio Amarano Jr. in the 119, the MAV Motorsport driver. He's at the back, or actually what seems kind of to be the middle of a really long line here. He is kind of the last line before it dissipates back, so he is in charge of keeping all those guys behind him just in tow, so that they can stay with the lead pack here. It's going to be all going pro drivers until you get all the way back to P15, which is actually a part of this long line we're seeing here. It's going to be the number 11 of Nick Velasco, who I believe if we pull up the championship points, he's going to be here. Yes, he's in P6, just 39 points down from the leader, Matt Schlosser. He's going to be tied with John Agudelo, and Dylan Foster, who is in P4, is only going to sit 1 point ahead of him. So a lot on the line for the likes of Nick Velasco here tonight. As we look at Brian Zinn, who's right beside him, the Austin, Texas driver. Racer Nexus member as well. Me and Brian Zinn, I believe the first race I called was with Zinny. So it's always so nice to see him doing well in the racing world as well as the broadcasting world. That's really, really cool to see. Matt Schlosser going to be right behind him. He is in P2 in class. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be your mid-pack Larry's Championship leader. Matt Schlosser, we just brought up the points. He was ahead by a little bit. He's got 2 races here tonight. Remember, like I said, twin 20-minute heats here. So he's got big opportunity to find ways to kind of stretch this championship lead. We're only in week number 3. I do realize that. But he has a very good opportunity here. Things are going well. We're halfway through the first race. Only 10 minutes left. There's so much action here. Everything is so close. Matt Schlosser needs to try his best to finish at the top of the class or at least on the podium. Moving around the grid, everything's going to be very, very calm. As we see just a few cars back, this is going to be the 331 of Aaron Sunday. Rocking the OND. I believe I'm saying that right. I think it's supposed to be a play on like OMG, correct? Like OND. Is that... you guys might be able to roast me in chat if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but I do believe that is the OND driver of Aaron Sunday. That could be wrong. He has John Agudelo right behind him. John Agudelo in the championship hunt. So this is going to be very, very important for John Agudelo. He's only got a few minutes left. He's got to try to scrape as many positions as he can in a timely fashion. Moving back up towards the front, you're going pros. Pretty much all going to be in a big pack. As, like I said earlier, the top 13 going to be going pro drivers, and they are all right here, man. So, I mean, it is quite literally anybody's ball game. Alessandrini Lemke, who is in focus now. Roman Bykov, Joshua Soto, Tom Ogerman, Thomas Lathrop, Jim Felice, Stan Ammons, Joseph Marr, Gregorio Amarano Jr., Michael Chase. Down to the inside. He is a part of this pack as well. So, I mean, like I said, guys, this is so many drivers, and with only 8 minutes left, moves are going to start to be made. As I do apologize there. I have come down with the cough, unfortunately, on Easter, so there might be a few little slip-ups there. I do apologize on that note. However, the drivers of the Apex this Mazda Sunday series, they are staying so close together. I mean, look at Joshua Soto here. He is being sandwiched by 2 drivers. He's got the 41 of Brian Lemke right in front of him. He's got Tom Ogerman trying so hard to make a move. He's going to get the move done around the carousel. Well done, Tom Ogerman. That's going to be for P4. He is up 6 spots on the day. Tom Ogerman has this car under wraps right now. And look, he's getting his elbows out. He is trying to overtake the 41 of Brian Lemke as well. Oh, so Rachel said, nope, O-N-D, our house, no drama. Crew originated out of GTA 5 crew, then to Gran Turismo, Rocket League, hey, I like Rocket League, iRacing, and go-karting now. O-N-D, oh, okay, so it's O-H-N-D, dang. Dude, O-N-D just sounds amazing. That's smooth coming out of the mouth, but O-H-N-D, our house, no drama. Fantastic. Fantastic. Jen, you've got the flu. That's... Unfortunately, the timing of your chat made me think you're saying I have the flu. That's extremely cool. However, I'm pretty sure you are not saying that, so I'm going to take that at the value that I think it is, and I think you were talking about something else. But, yeah, hope you get to feeling better soon, Jen. As Michael Brock is indeed part of this line. You see him in the 421. He's going to make up pretty much the very rear of this lead pack group. 6 minutes to go. Drivers are running about a 1:23 lap time, so we should be seeing 3, possibly 4 more laps here at Watkins Glen for race number 1 of the Apex This Mazda Sunday Series, week number 3. At Watkins Glen, man. Getting very close to the wall there on the exit of turn number 1 is Michael Brock. DJ Alessandrini is still going to lead this race. Tom Ogerman going to be right behind, going for a move. Tom Ogerman, man. Look at the Irish lad shine, which I believe I was actually coached up by Mr. Rob Campbell, my big boss man. Big shout out to Rob Campbell, best in this. And I think he told me that he is Irish, but currently living in the States, I think is his situation. So it's not going to be a 3 a.m., 4 a.m. hero drive from Tom Ogerman here. He is nested in the States, but I believe he is actually Irish. So calling him an Irish lad still does fit, still would be appropriate and acceptable. The change is a little confusing ever since a few years ago when the iRacing official service actually allowed drivers to rep any flag they want. They got rid of the old club system, which... sad, sad day. I was a Mid-Southie, which I had never heard the term Mid-South until I got on the iRacing official service, and they seem to think that was the perfect way to describe where I live, which is Kentucky. So, hey, man, more power to them. More power going to come to Tom Ogerman here in the form of the draft. He's on the very, very back of DJ Alessandrini. They've broken away from the rest of this lead pack, I should say. Jumbling up my words there as the driver's going to shuffle through the bus stop, single file, everybody getting through completely clean. Now around the outside of the carousel, here comes Tom Ogerman. As things might be getting a little spicy behind him, Roman Bykov. Looks like he might be prepping a move on the P3 bronze podium step sitter, Thomas Lathrop, in the number 84. The number 013 Miata trying his best. Brian Lemke, who was up into P2 at one point, now sits where he started this race at. It's going to be P5 for him, a 122.96 for the 55 Miata of Stan Hammonds. And look at Nick Belasco. The mid-pack Larry's driver got himself up into P9. Black flag on Christopher Croto. I'm not entirely sure what had happened to him. We'll have to go back and see. Corey Mitchell's had another moment. Joseph Marr has also had a moment. So those two are going to find themselves in the pits as cloud cover now setting over Watkins Glen. This is going to affect not only the last lap of this race, which is coming up very, very shortly, it's also going to affect race number 2, which is coming up in just moments. Take a look at the weather. The track temperature going to, no doubt, only 81 degrees. 73% humidity, though, so going to be a little bit of drag on those cars. Going to be a little easier to corner. Going to be a little slower down the straight, which might be a very big deal because we are in such an underpowered car like the Miata. We'll get a look at Barney the Flagman. No, drivers are going to cross the line with enough time, so 2 laps to go. It's going to be 2 sticks pointed down for our Flagman. Barney is going to indicate there are 2 laps to go here in race number 1. As DJ Alessandrini being followed close behind. Bruce Velasquez had a little bit of a moment through the bus stop. Michael Brock has unfortunately found himself kind of the big loser in all of this single file lead pack game. We know Michael Brock in the 421 likes to get his elbows out, likes to race. And that's the really entertaining factor about watching him race every single Sunday and Tuesday here in the Apex this Mazda Sunday and the GT4 Tuesday series here on Racer Nexus. It's very entertaining to see the likes of him, Brian Zinn, Matt Schlosser, Michael Tanagretta, which funnily enough, they're all running right beside each other pretty much. Those drivers get their elbows out. They want to race. Same with Joshua Soto, who has the white flag waves, is going to be in P4. He sees all 3 podium sitters right in front of him. It's going to be down into turn number 1 for the final time for the likes of DJ Alessandrini, Tom Ogerman, and Thomas Lathrop. This is going to be your podium sitters. Joshua Soto can definitely insert himself into this picture. He's just got to be quick about doing it. He is going to get himself caught up and placed into the picture, however, as we head into the bus stop here in just a few hundred feet. It's going to be Joshua Soto all the way down to the outside. Oh, he's going to come across the nose of the retro Tom Ogerman scheme. Tom Ogerman going to be out. And the 84 of Thomas Lathrop going to also be out. Oh, no, we're going to have to go take a look at that as soon as this heat ends. But DJ Alessandrini is all alone. Coming around the last left-hander. And into the final corner, DJ Alessandrini led every single lap, I believe, as race number 1 is going to go to DJ Alessandrini, Brian Lemke, Jim Feliz, and then a 3-way photo finish for P4. That's going to be between Roman Bykov, Gregorio Moreno Jr., and Joshua Soto. As there's still a lot of drivers completing. Kent Kruger now just completed. Dylan Foster now completing. Jake Harrigan going to be in P21. Joseph Marr, Keegan Garrig, Matt Bond now going to be behind in P24. Aaron Sunday in the 331 has ended up, I'm not entirely sure where this is. Because of the situation. Aaron Sunday, he was a lap down, therefore his last completed lap was the end of the race because the leader had already completed his lap. Okay, fair enough. I don't think anything happened to Aaron Sunday. I think we're good. I think the 331 just had a little bit of an unfortunate race number 1 there. As I'd love to take a look at that checkered flag again. From the view of, I can't remember who it was, man. It's not going to be Thomas Lathrop, I don't believe. I think it was Roman Bykov, actually. Yes, Roman Bykov. So if we get a look here, it seems to be like a diamond formation coming out of the final corner. And then onto the straight. Oh, they were all just so lined up. Oh my goodness. That was something. But I believe we're going to have a little bit of a warm-up here for the drivers before we get started in our race number 2. And in saying that, we're going to go to a commercial break. I'm going to see if I can't fix this timing tower in the settings of iRacing. I really don't want you guys to have to go through that for a race number 2. So I'm going to double check every single setting I have. Warm-up's going to be 5 minutes. I'll be back in about 3 or 4 here to watch the second race in the Apex this Mazda Sunday Series right here on Racer Nexus. We'll be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Maska can't defend. He's got the outside line for the second part, and he can't hold on. Going the long way around. We're going to be 3 wide for the lead as they all come to the line. Who is going to take it in the end? And here comes Lockwood. He's going to make the move to the outside.
Welcome back to the Apex this Mazda Sunday Series. Here we are live, about to take the grid for our second race of the night. Remember, we got 2 20-minute heats here. As we take a look at your results from heat race number 1, I saw DJ Alessandrini lead 12 laps. Oh, there were 15 laps, so he didn't lead every lap, but he led a lot of them. Brian Lemke going to be in P2. Jim Feliz going to be in P3. Roman Bykov, Moreno Jr., Soto, Hammonds, Zinn, Brock, and Kelly Greenhoe going to round out your top 10 here tonight. That was for your going pros. Here's your results for the mid-pack Larrys: Nick Belasco, Matt Schlosser, Mark Sherman. Harrison Mealy, Jake Harrigan, Matt Bond, Chris King, Dylan Foster, William Stern, Stern, I'm not entirely sure, I apologize. John Agudelo, gonna round out your top 10. And while the drivers get ready to do battle, we've got to get our grid situated. So your starting grid for heat race number 2 gonna be Gregorio Moreno Jr., Joshua Soto, Nick Velasco, Stan Hammonds, Brian Zinn, Matt Schlosser, Michael Brock, Thomas Lathrop, Kelly Greenhoe, Kent Kruger, Kent Kruger in P12, John Cooper, Mark Sherman, Ozek Silu, Harrison Mealy, Jake Harrigan, Keegan Garrick, Joseph Marr, Chris King, Tom Augerman, P23, John Agudelo, P24, Aaron Sunday, Kitten Bandy, Justin Beck, Josh Smith, Sean Gapinski, Corey Mitchell, going to take you to 30, Christopher Croto, Michael Che, Spencer Beaudwin, Kevin Zhu, Roman Bykov, Jim Feliz, DJ Alessandrini, Brian Lemke, William Stern, Timothy Serrato, going to get you to 40. And then finally, Andrew McMurray, Charles Wolf, James Sorrentino, T.C. Watkins, Tony Wallace, Bruce Velasquez, the Viper. Like Randy Orton almost, man. That is a devastating, very intimidating nickname. Axel Marquez and Gonzalo Amarim is going to once again round out your grid. I believe he rounded out the grid last time. So poor Gonzalo Amarim, the Portuguese driver, not having the best of runs so far tonight. But no matter, drivers getting set to do battle again. As yeah, here we go for some reason. Yeah, Timing Tower is going to do a whole bunch of things. I believe that grid that I just told you, ladies and gentlemen, I do believe that grid is actually not going to be true. But we'll have to see. Once again, cars are disappearing at the back of the grid. I know for a fact I have the setting correct, so I have no idea what the problem is. I apologize for that, ladies and gentlemen, but here we go. Green flag racing going to be almost 3 wide down into turn number 1. 07 of Joshua Soto going to be pitching off the inside of that MAV Motorsports driver. I didn't get a good look to see who that actually was. But no less, we keep going. And the Timing Tower says Gregorio Moreno Jr. is there, but that is just not true. It says he's in the lead. It says Joshua Soto's now in the lead, but that's also just not true. He's running like P4. You see Roman Bykov in the 0-1-3. Oh, a lot of big. Oh, no. Michael Brock is going to be off the track. Matt Schlosser's had a moment as well. That's your championship leader. Oh no, championship leader for the mid-pack Larry's might be out of this race. We'll have to have a look at Matt Schlosser. Yeah, that car is toast. Oh no, the Interstellar SRV driver, the commish, the owner, the runner of the Special Stage Series. Oh no, Keegan Garrick gonna also have a meatball flag. John Agudelo gonna have one as well. Chris King, Joseph Marr, now Matt Bond, the UAE driver. I believe that's the UAE flag. If not, I do apologize. He also has a black flag. So the 333 is actually leading this race, but in a very weird event. He's listed as P20 for whatever reason. As, yeah, once again, I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna try that number here. And Now, for some reason, iRacing, the SDK, cannot get out of its head that your current leader, DJ Alessandrini, the laps registered are behind or something. It says DJ Alessandrini's only completed 1 lap working on his second. But in reality, the entire grid is working on their 3rd lap here. So whatever in the world is going on, it's being a little weird here, as the information on the other timing tower is going to say the same thing. Okay, I believe, okay, things are starting to straighten out, I believe. Maybe, yes, okay. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, things have straightened out. I believe we might still have a problem with the timing tower doing the whole shuffling, but now the running order is indeed correct. DJ Alessandrini is going to be your leading driver here with Jim Felice, Roman Bykov, the 41 of Brian Lemke, Gregorio Moreno Jr., Joshua Soto, Stan Hammonds, Kelly Greenholm, Michael Tanagretta, and the 84 of Thomas Lathrop going to round out your top 10. So what you're seeing on the timing tower is now correct, and what it is seeing is Nick Belasco just having a blast out here at Watkins Glen. He got the race 1 win. He's very, very in tow for a sweep here in the mid-pack Larry's division, and what a night that would be for him in the points system. He does sit P6. We've already had this chat. Matt Schlosser being out, that means that is a very big gap that can be filled by the shoes of Nick Belasco if he races this correctly. Michael Brock going to be just a few cars behind. He is going to be pressured by the number 911 of Ozek Silu. You can see him there, John Cooper and Mark Sherman having a little bit of a pro VM battle in front of them. John Cooper, obviously the pro in the Sky Lounge 77 from Winnipeg. If one of the GOATs were here, Alex Goldschmidt, you know, he sometimes dabbles in these Racer Nexus broadcasts. You can hear him. He is, I believe, in Portugal right now for the Porsche Swiss Super Cup. That could be completely wrong. If it is, I didn't mean to tarnish your name, Alex, but he would have said Winnipeg being a hometown to one Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega, both in AEW. They are professional wrestlers. And then we'd probably get off on a 5-minute tangent about pro wrestling because we're both insanely big pro wrestling fans. And if Rob were here, all he'd do is laugh because I do not think he likes pro wrestling. None of my jokes really get to him. So if you guys have any tips on how to make my boss man laugh, Rob Campbell, maybe I can get a little bit of brownie points, you know? Get a little bit on his good side, as he should be back here next Sunday when we go to Okayama. We'll pull up the schedule for you, just so you can see a little bit, get a little bit of a reminder. We'll be in Okayama, and then the 14th will be round number 5. We'll be at Daytona, and then April 21st, we go to Donington Park, running the national circuit there. So that's going to be how the next 3 weeks are lined up for the Apex this Mazda Sunday Series. As Roman Bykov now prepping the move on leader DJ Alessandrini. He's got the car across. Is he going to get clear? Yes, he is. Roman Bykov now in the lead. 13.5 minutes left, but here comes Alessandrini on the inside. Jim Felice, I don't know why we're looking at him. No offense, Jim Felice. But the 333 of Alessandrini is now getting into the mix. Wants to get mixy, wants to get that spot back. Has the car taped on the outside of Roman Bykov. We'll have to see if the space has been cleared. Yes, it has. So just like that, it's going to be a whole lot of battle, and it took about 6 corners to get it done, but the result is going to be the same thing. DJ Alessandrini is going to be leading this race. A little under 13 minutes to go. Nick Belasco still has a very large lead over Mark Sherman. It's going to be about 5 seconds, but it's also going to be about 8 cars in between them. Mark Sherman also has to worry about the number 414 of Jake Harrigan, who now sits on the podium after a little bit of a misstep by the 63 of Corey Mitchell earlier in this race. Jake Harrigan now sits in a proper spot to actually have a big attack towards the 301 of Mark Sherman. John Cooper going to be the pro driver who sits in front of these two AMs. They're going to be going to battle. John Cooper doesn't really know where to go with it, but they're going to file into the bus stop. Nice and neat. No, that's the 012 of Kelly Greenhoe. No, the toasty car is going to get a little too toasty. Oh, no, we'll go back and take a look. This is going to be Kelly Greenhoe, as we see, coming down the straight, entering. Oh, no, it's going to be a little bit of contact made with Jim Feliz. They're in that lead group, and Joshua Soto is going to go around as well. There you see the 55 of Stan Hammond's giving the grass a little bit of a haircut. Drivers having to do it because Kelly Greenhoe, well, didn't really get the Miata moved in a very efficient fashion off of the apex of that third corner of the chicane, as DJ Alessandrini coming around. I'm not sure. There we go. So DJ Alessandrini now coming up the hill, I believe this is, onto the back straight. I guess this would actually be the front straight, but you guys know what I mean. You guys know what I mean. As the cars are getting a little quieter, we are having a little bit of a stretching factor here. Drivers not as clumped up as they were in the beginning, probably because of the added chaos that we do have in the front pack here. And it's very interesting to see Nick Belasco has now got himself up to P7. I mean, we've seen it in a lot of these races. A mid-pack Larry guy will get up to the top 5, sometimes even the podium overall. But the likes of Nick Belasco doing it, man, like, no offense. I mean, no ill will, no malicious intent towards Nick Belasco whatsoever. But before today, he was not a driver you considered to be getting in the top 10 overall. I mean, he's 6th in the amateur point standings, so Nick Belasco must have gotten in the lab here for Watkins Glen this week, and well-deserved, man. He is cooking. With that being said, let's crank up the sound and go on board for the rest of this lap with Nick Belasco. That's going to be the number 11 of Nick Belasco. He has had the mid-pack Larry's class on his heels for the majority of this race. Alessandrini, Bykov, Lemke still going to be your top 3 as they move on to the front straight here before the bus stop chicane. It's going to be a lot of space that Brian Lemke is going to make up to Roman Bykov. Roman Bykov on the heels of Alessandrini, giving him a little bump draft down that front straight. Stan Hammond's now breaking from this second pack. He's now kind of in no man's land. He's trying to get to the leaders, but he unfortunately doesn't really have the tandem that they have. Doesn't have anybody to kind of pair up with and go faster, so he is just kind of out in the open in no man's land. Michael Brock having a rough go of it in heat race number 2. Going to be unfortunate for him, the 421 driver. Going to be going through the grass there as we void the boot section. We're going straight down the back straight to the penultimate corner. Michael Brock going to hit that very, very well. Now coming around the final corner. He's got a little bit of damage on the front of that 421. He's going to cut through the grass. He's going to be able to get the car turned, though, which is crazy because for that elevation change, him mounting the curb like that, I'm almost positive would have upset the car enough to put it straight into the wall. But Michael Brock, very good on the wheel there to allow that not to happen. Sean Gapinski going to be right behind him. Aaron Sunday going to be in the pits still. He only completed 6 laps, almost 7. He has been in the pits for 1 minute and 35 seconds. So something must have happened to him. You see Aaron Sunday here. He did enter pit lane. But I'm not seeing a crash report for him, so I'm not... Oh. I wasn't entirely sure what happened, but maybe him disappearing right there, that might tell the story. Might be a little bit of a connectivity issue on the side of Aaron Sunday, so he might have just parked it in fear of maybe blinking right in front or behind of someone. That would be very, very detrimental to both of their races, so unfortunately that's going to be the harsh reality of sim racing. We are only as consistent as our internet connection, as I'm sure you guys know with me. The battle with the ISP is a constant plague, as Brian Lemke and Roman Bykov are going to pair up. And they're going to get past DJ Alessandrini here at Watkins Glen. Only 5 minutes left in heat race number 2. Thomas Lathrop in the 84 trying his best to catch up to Jim Felice. That would be for P5 if he can get around them. Unfortunately, the battles are kind of non-existent here at Watkins Glen, aside from your top guys, Aaron Law, Gregorio Amareno Jr., I mean, these pro guys are just in a single file line, nothing really changing, but here goes Tom Ogerman wanting to get that move done on Zinni. He's going to get it done. Brian Zinn going to try to fight back, but Tom Ogerman very, very quick around these corners. As he's going to try to move his car back to the left, but he is going to ultimately defend the right, but that is going to be before he actually clears it. Now he slides over. He got the corner going for turn 1. Down the hill, now we're about to head up. That's Tom Ogerman, Brian Zinn, Gregorio Amareno Jr., and Aaron Law, the Canadian 468, all fighting for P8. Michael Tanagretta, the 200 Math Motorsport drivers there as well. He's had a little bit of a quiet night. Not really his best outing. He is very, very close to getting in the top 10, though, if he can just make up one more position. There is a big battle for P2 in the mid-pack Larry's division. That's going to be Corey Mitchell. You can see behind him battling off Mark Sherman and Michael Brock. Michael Brock, unfortunately, this is going to be a very important battle for these mid-pack Larrys, but he is a going pro driver, so he is kind of just stuck at the mercy of these mid-pack Larrys for now, because who is he to get in the way of something, you know, so high stakes? I mean, this is for P2, P3 in class, so Michael Brock going to try to get around him, but he's going to try to not disturb the battle, not really change the outcome in any way here. He's going to try to just kind of mosey his way on through. leave the battling to them. A little under 3 minutes left. Brian Lemke succeeded the lead to DJ Alessandrini, so it's almost like a 2-on-1 situation here. Alessandrini is getting gapped by Lemke and Bykov on the straights, but he's making it up in the corners. Here we go, too wide, coming into the bus stop. Alessandrini's flying, and he's around! Alessandrini goes around in the chicane. Roman Bykov moves up to P2. Brian Lemke moves up to P1. Oh, no. We'll go back and take a look. Coming into the bus stop. Look at the airtime that Alessandrini gets on that Miata. And oh no, just a little bit too much of a curb amount for Brian Lemke. He couldn't control the car. He's going to run right in to the left rear of Alessandrini. Oh no. So Alessandrini now sits in P7, which by all means is still not a bad result. But it's not P1. It's not even close to P1. Because that's what Alessandrini had. I'm sure he's going to have a lot to say after the race about that. 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining. We're going to see the white flag from our main man, Barney, at the end of this lap. That will indicate that there is 1 lap left in this race. Race number 2 here in the Apex, this Mazda Sunday Series here on Racer Nexus. Before we get there, I want to give a big shout out to Apex Sim Racing. If you need any sim racing equipment, whether it's wheels, pedals, chassis, whatever, go to apexsimracing.com. Use code RacerNexus for 5% off. Get you a little bit of your cheddar change back for your efforts. Also, big shout out to Track Cams for Gourmets. That's trackcams22.com. They provide all the car and track cameras you see here tonight and across all of the Racer Nexus broadcast. Final corner for the penultimate time for Brian Lemke. White flag in the air. The Barney cam is alive. White flag, 1 to go here at Watkins Glen, race number 2. Brian Lemke hitting turn 1 almost perfectly. Stan Hammond's driving to the left side of the track when I don't think it was really necessary. He had the corner under control. That's going to cost him a few thousandths, maybe hundredths. As we head on to the front straight for the final time, there are 6 cars here, all in the Going Pro division. Or no, I take that back. That's the 11 of Nick Belasco. He's moved up into a podium. Oh no, and he's going to be into the bus stop. He's into Jim Feliz. Jim Feliz is going to drop back. That's going to be a P5 for him, P6 overall, which is going to be P5 in class. But Nick Belasco, I don't even know where this came from. I've been watching the timing tower. Maybe it had something to do with the issues with Alessandrini a lap before. But Nick Belasco is going to finish on the podium. Look at that slider from Bykov onto Lathrop. What are we witnessing? Brian Lemke is going to cross the line as your winner. It's going to go Lemke, Hammonds, Belasco, Bykov, Lathrop, Feliz, Alessandrini, Augerman, Gregorio Moreno, Aaron Law, Michael Tanagretta, John Cooper. Oh, I'm a few cars back. Corey Mitchell going to be here in P16. Mark Sherman right behind him. Wow. What a race. Race number 2, Nick Belasco. What a night for the kid. He's going to sweep the mid-pack Larry's division, and he's going to get a podium overall in race number 2. Oh, and it seems Aaron Sunday has had an engine. Oh no, an engine problem. Rachel said, nice racing, folks. He downshift to second gear and the engine just blew. Oh no. Not what you want to see from Aaron Sunday in the 3-3-1. Oh no. As Brian Lemke is going to take race number 2. We'll take a quick look at your feature results here. This is for the mid-pack Larry's Nick Belasco, who got podium overall. It's going to be P3 with Corey Mitchell in P2 class. Mark Sherman, P3. William Stern, Jake Harrigan, Harrison Mealy, James Sorrentino, Andrew McMurray, Dylan Foster, and Kenton Bandy round out your top 10. Hard charger going to Corey Mitchell. Look at the boy in the 63, up 34 positions. Started this race in, I don't even know. P36 is what he started this race in. Wow. What a drive there from Corey Mitchell. Very, very interesting to see it as we move into our Apex Sim Racing post-race show. Want to give a big shout out to the drivers here tonight. Put on one heck of a show, like always, in the Apex this Mazda Sunday Series. And our first interview will go to the man who finished P2 in race number 2 tonight. It's going to be Stan Hammond. Stan, how you doing, man?
Dude, this was a fun combo. The Miatas on NASCAR Watkins is a banger. This was great.
Well, I'm glad you think so. I mean, it was a blast to watch. I mean, I couldn't keep up with everything going on. I mean, it was impossible to. You guys were absolutely cooking here tonight, especially you. I mean, that is a P2 in race number 2. I'm not entirely sure where you finished in race number 1, but overall, I mean, it's got to be a good night for you. How did the car feel out there?
The car was great. It just took me, so race 1, I qualified second and ended up 8th because I haven't raced in like a month or something, and I just jumped in here cold and thought I'd give it a shot, and I was too scared early in race 1. Got passed by a bunch of cars and just never could get all the positions back. By race 2, I had kind of figured it out and could race and be a little more competitive. So it was great, man. These cars are so much fun here. The draft is crazy. The short version of this track makes things really interesting, keeps the field together a lot more. And hopefully I got to go back and watch the broadcast. I'm sure that was cool with everybody being all over each other the whole race. So we need to do more drafty tracks with these cars. This was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, channeling your inner Scott Pruitt there. I mean, you were very good in the clean air, dirty air. It didn't matter. You were solid all the way around. Walk me through kind of the situation that crossed your mind whenever Allison Drini actually ended up going around on the second to last lap in the bus stop. Well, you know, what happened there? Were the drivers over voice chat? You know, what was the atmosphere like? What was the scenario?
You're talking about when DJ and Lemke got together?
I'm talking about what spun DJ around, which I believe might have been Nick Belasco. I could be wrong
so
in saying that, but
in race 2 there towards the end, that was Lemke and DJ getting together. When it happened initially, Roman was between me and what happened, so I didn't see it, but I was watching the replay in the waiting room here, and it looks like, you know, you're too wide into the bus stop, and in different sections of the bus stop, somebody's on a compromised line, and everybody's compromised line kind of came together. DJ is really good at this, and he was running a tight line through the bus stop, and Lemke was a little bit out of sorts, and just they came together there. It's unfortunate, but I don't know. I think I would chalk it up to hard racing as much as anything. Maybe a little mistake, but nothing egregious. Just how it is in Miata's and the bus stop here.
Oh yeah. I mean, nothing looked malicious. It looked like you guys were having a lot of fun out there. Next week, we head all the way across the virtual world again. We head to Okayama. Tell me what it's like. Tell me, what's in your head. Do you think you're going to be able to carry this confidence into next week and maybe get a good result there?
That track is very, very different than this one. So there's a little bit of drafting to be had, but it also has some really, really hard brake zones. None of the brake zones here are super, super hard to get into. You're very light on the brakes most of the time, except for maybe turn one. In Okayama, you've got some braking zones where trying to outbrake the drivers around you is going to give you an advantage that it really wouldn't give you here. So it's going to be different, but it'll still be cars all over each other the whole race. Maybe not quite as much as this one, but Okayama is a great track, and there's lots of opportunities for the Mazdas to turn into a big pack there. So it should be fun.
Yeah, well, I can't wait to see how you and the rest of the grid fare when we go to Okayama next week. Before I let you get out of here and celebrate, is there anybody you would like to shout out or thank for the performance here tonight?
Want to shout out Sky Lounge, first of all, the team. Lemke, believe it or not, he's on the team, even though he's not running the paint tonight for some reason. We got Jonathan Cooper, Brian Lemke, and several others that race with us here in the league that are all part of Team Sky Lounge. Big bunch of really fun guys to race with. So shout out to those guys. Shout out iRacing, Apex This, Mazda. Shout out Kent Kruger for running a really cool league here. We have a lot of drivers with a lot of varying skill levels, and it is it's really great, man. It's a great league, great time. And shout out you guys for the broadcast too while we're at it, because I always can't wait to go back and watch it. So appreciate you and your time. And yeah, that's all I got. Talk to Brian. Let him tell you about the wreck.
Well, I appreciate the kind words, as I'm sure everyone here at Racer Nexus does. So hopefully you're back up here in the booth next week at Okayama, but if not, hopefully somewhere throughout the season. Your P2 finisher here in Race 2, Stan Hammonds. Congratulations, man.
Thanks, man. We'll see you next time.
And now, switching gears, we're going to interview race number 2 winner here. It's going to be Brian Lemke in the number 41. Brian, how are you feeling, man?
Man, I am sweating. What a night. What a drive. I mean, that was intense from start to finish. That was a lot of fun. That was a great night.
Yeah, now walk me through it. There seemed to be a lot of things go down in that bus stop chicane. On the second to final lap here, what kind of happened there? What was the what was the vibe like, the atmosphere? Was there tension? And, did you just see it as an opportunity after the fact?
Yeah, no, all night. I mean, I was really just passive in the bus stop. I was just kind of trying to get in line with everybody. I just want to be there in the last lap is really what this kind of all comes down to. But I had a really good run coming up through. Roman was pushing me. Like, I kind of lifted early, and I was just going to sneak in behind DJ. But I kind of think I got a little too up on the curb. Plus my angle is probably a little bit off. I don't know. I talked to DJ about it afterwards a little, and just to kind of figure out what I did wrong. I mean, it was just close. It was close racing, but certainly not what I want to do. If I would love to just beat DJ heads up. That's kind of a notch in the belt if you can do it. It was just fun hanging with him. But the bus stop all night. I mean, the first race, I think I was like 4th or 5th, and it looked like 2 or 3 guys got taken out in the bus stop on the last lap. So, I mean, that's where the action goes down. That's why I was trying to be super cautious through there all night long. Unfortunately, we kind of bumped a little bit, but it is what it is. I'm sure DJ will be just fine. He has plenty of wins under his belt.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. DJ Alessandrini, he seemed to be a monster here tonight, but like you said, I mean, it's a little notch on the belt just knowing that a guy like that, I mean, 7,600 I rating, the fact that you're right behind him, that says enough as it is. So it was a very good drive here tonight. Now, as we head towards Japan again, going to be Okayama next week, how do you feel going into that track? And is it somewhere that you got circled? Do you think you're going to maybe win again?
Oh, I don't know about winning. I mean, this is what a cast of characters. I mean, we got some fast guys tonight. A lot of these top guys had some issues. They kind of fell down early or later on. So we'll see what happens in Japan. I don't know. I'm going to give it my all and hope for the best. Really fun track. I think it's going to be another great combo. A little less drafty, but not a lot less drafty. But I think some more driving skill will come into play than just overall draft next week. So that will be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, of course. It's always going to be fun to see how the Miatas react on Okayama. But before we let you get out of here, before we let you celebrate your win here tonight at Watkins Glen, that rhymed, is there anybody you would like to give a shout out or thanks for the performance here?
Yeah, shout out to you and Racer Nexus. I love these broadcasts. I watch them, back the next day at work, which is always a ton of fun. You guys do a great job. Shout out to everybody that came out tonight. We had a massive field, which makes these races so much fun. It makes you look forward to coming back every week. And I love that all these guys put the effort in to come out here and have fun with us and enjoy the league as much as I do. So thanks to all of those guys. Shout out to them.
Yeah, of course, and we thank you for the kind words, as we thank everyone for the kind words you guys have
also
done.
I want to shout out Nick Velasco for P3 in the mid packs, first overall in this class. That's impressive.
Yeah, I was expecting him to hop into the booth, but he sure didn't. I would have loved to get to talk to him, but yeah, it was a fantastic job by Nick Velasco, and a fantastic job to you, man. Number 41 Miata, you won here at Watkins Glen. Brian Lemke, congratulations, man.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, man. Hopefully I'll talk to you again next week.
Yes, sir. Hope to see you.
Bye.
And that is going to wrap it up for the Apex Sim Racing post-race show. Man, what a wonderful time we had out here at Watkins Glen. Once again, guys, my name Mac Nelson. You're watching a live broadcast of the Apex This iRacing League. Man, they have multiple seasons going on. Get yourself involved. The grid is such a community here. It's such a family. Everyone comes out. Everyone supports. It's always such a blast to get to share the screen here with these guys in such a small role. But man, it's such an honor to be able to shoot these guys. Whoa, you know what I mean. Shoot as in like film, camera. You know what I mean. It's so awesome to cover these guys twice a week, man. You guys are the greatest. If you would like your league broadcasted, contact my boss man, Rob Campbell, down below. The Racer Nexus Discord, I believe, is down there, as well as the Apex This Discord. If you fancy some high-class, wheel-to-wheel, fun, respectful racing. That's going to do it here from Racer Nexus. Once again, big shout-out to Apex Sim Racing and Track Camps for Gourmets. Tune back in next Sunday. I, unfortunately, gentlemen, will be departing you guys. I have been reassigned. I've got a different task I've got to handle on Sundays here, so it's going to be Rob Campbell back here with you guys. I don't know who he'll have in the booth with him. I'm sorry that I can't give you that information yet, but it has been wonderful. It has been very fantastic. Thank you guys for inviting me into your homes for these past 3 Sundays. It's been a blast. You can still catch me on Tuesday nights doing the Apex This GT4 Tuesday series with Alex Goldschmidt. So make sure to tune into that as well. So from everybody here at Racer Nexus, please take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Happy Easter to all those who celebrate. We'll see you in the next one.